Shalom Aleichem. Adar Rishon. Whenever we walk into a month, we always have to ask ourselves the question, what is the unique character of that month? What is the responsibility of that month? What is our specific avoda for the month which approaches us? Adar Rishon provides us with a specifically difficult challenge in terms of finding its unique character. It's a leap month. It's a month which comes occasionally, not every year, and finding its unique character is difficult. One approach could be to take an approach similar to the stories we hear about Rav Chaim Kanievsky, that its nature is one of being an extra month. The things which Rav Chaim Kanievsky normally does not have time for, he sets aside for that time. That's when he writes Sfarim. Normally he has his regular schedule, his regular kavua, orderly schedule, and here he has an extra month to be able to write Sfarim. I'd like to take a different approach. Here Chazal don't simply call our extra month a new 13th month, which comes occasionally, but rather it's called Adar Rishon. There's a certain ambivalence about Adar Rishon. It doesn't have simply its own unique character, but Chazal deal with Adar Rishon as being an ambivalent Adar. Okay, on the one hand, we have the approach of Rashi that the simcha, which is normally associated as the characteristic of Adar, okay, is specifically there in Adar because of the Megillah and Purim and the contiguousness to the Galut of Pesach, and that would not be present by an Adar Rishon. On the other hand, the Mishnah, when dealing with the Ein Bain, says we only distinguish between Adar Rishon and Adar Sheni in terms of the Megillah and in terms of certain specific halachos. But that in its natural character, there are some who want to take from there that in its natural character, it has the same characteristic of Simcha as Adar Sheni. When we turn to the Mechaber uses an interesting lashon. The Mechaber, when dealing certainly with Yudalid and Tetvav in terms of the halacha, or at least in terms of Yudalid, in terms of the halacha of Mishteh, he says that it's appropriate to be marbik tzat in order to be yotze yidei the machmirim. And here I want to point to possibly suggest a characteristic of Adar Rishon. That Adar Rishon has the characteristic of simcha mechumra. What does that mean, simcha mechumra? What happens when we do something mechumra? When we do something as a chumra, we don't have the leeway to take the same risks that we do when something is meikar adin. The Gemara in Brachos, when dealing with simcha, okay, in the parak of Ein Omdim, presents us with two different aspects of simcha. There's one aspect of simcha which the Gemara responds to with a tremendous amount of fear and with a tremendous amount of hesitancy. Gilu bir ada, b'makom gila sham tiera ada. That there's a type of simcha which comes with a tremendous fear, possibly of where it can lead to late sanus. And there, it requires a tremendous shmira, but it's necessary, but it's scary. The Gemara continues and presents a different type of simcha, which is a simcha shel mitzvah. And a simcha shel mitzvah, which has its own concerns of times when our focus is not supposed to be simcha, it's supposed to be something else, but there isn't a danger in that simcha. In Adar Sheni, a time when we're doing simcha mi'ikar adin, there we have two types of simchas. We have a simcha, which is a simcha essentially a simcha which is include with it mishteh, even though that's a mishteh which will bring with it ra'ada, and we have to create tremendous care to make sure that we take care of and take precautions, because that simcha can lead to an inappropriate place. And it also comes with a simcha shel mitzvah, and a simcha shel gila. But in Adar Rishon, when we're doing simcha mechumra, when we do simcha mechumra, then we can only focus on one of those. On simcha mechumra, we cannot allow ourselves to walk into the Gilu Ber'ada, walk into Simcha, but be very, very careful. Here we say, here we allow ourselves to walk into the Simcha, which is specifically a Simcha of Simcha Shel Mitzvah, which doesn't come with those same dangers. Adar Rishon is a time for Simcha, but it's a time for Simcha Mechumra. It's a time for Simcha which is only a positive Simcha, which doesn't come with the challenges of a Simcha of Gilu Ber'ada. And that's why the Mechaber finishes off, or the Ramah finishes off at the end of that halacha with the Tov Mishneh, Tamid. Tov Leib Mishneh Tamid, which the Mefarshim there refer to not as the Mishneh and the Gilu Ber'ada, but that's talking about the Simcha of Beis HaMikdash, and the Simcha of Nisim, and the Simcha of Mitzvos. Here is a Chodesh of Simcha, but a Simcha Mechumra. We should be able to walk into this Adar, focused completely and totally on Simcha Shel Mitzvah, and Simcha Shel Nisim, and Simcha of the ultimate Binyan Beis HaMikdash.